Well, going into it, we knew we had a pretty solid team, and we knew we were going to be able to compete with anyone. What I didn't know is how close our team was. I feel like our team chemistry was just out the roof, and for that to be a part of us is just tremendous, because a lot of teams could be good, but if everyone's not close and together, that really hurts them. And I feel like what's going to take us to the next level is how close we all are, and we all have each other's back in every situation.
Was there not necessarily a worry, but was there kind of a wait-and-see feel for how these freshmen were going to perform, and have they surprised you with as much pop as they've given the lineup?
You know, not at all. This fall, they all went off, and they earned their spot this fall. They didn't earn their spot these last couple of games. They've came in and busted their butts since day one, and they've proved that they should be in the lineup, and they've proved that they should stay in the lineup. And we're really proud of them, and they're going to really help our team out this year.
I'm doing like a profile, so I don't know if you guys want this. Okay, fine. Okay, so just tell me a little bit about like when you started playing baseball and like why you chose baseball, I guess.
I started playing when I was about 3-4 years old, and baseball's been a big part of my life and my family. My dad played 9 years professionally through various organizations, and it was just him and I growing up. So sports was always a big part of my life, and it wasn't necessarily that I was pressured through it, but I always wanted to follow in his footsteps and just try and accomplish some of the goals he had, and maybe even go higher. And it's always been a thing between us. I've always tried to beat all of his numbers and his stats, and haven't necessarily done that, all of them, but I've got a few of them, and I'm still working on that.
How much of an influence does he have on your style of play?
Oh, he has the most influence. I look up to him more than any major league player I've ever looked up to, just because I knew his style was just run hard on and off the field, and never take your at-bats onto the field, whether you do good or whether you do bad. Just always have the same mindset and just go out there and give it your all. And you know, if you go 0 for 4 and have 4 strikeouts, but you're running as hard as you can on and off the field, the scouts are going to notice that. And I've always tried to implement that into my game.
Now you're from California. You transferred from California last school year. Does Dad get to see any of your games?
Yes, he's made a few games, but not as much as I'd like him to see. So it's good that we have a lot of them televised on the internet. But it is kind of it's expensive to fly out here all the time. So he does the best he can, and he's always watching or listening. So yeah, he's always staying up with me.
Does he give you some post-game critique?
Yeah, we're always talking about my successes and my failures, but mainly he's just always tries to keep me positive and just let me know that I'm a good ball player, and just go out there and prove where I've came from and why I'm at this level and why I should be here.
Now you transferred from Fullerton, and I mean, obviously you're here at D1. What do you attribute all your success to here?
Well, it was hard transferring across the country. I've never lived in the snow and never realized the situation I was moving into, but I would say my success is just my work ethic. I try to do everything I can to make myself a better player every single day, and day in and day out, just keep a positive attitude and try and be a leader and a role model to everyone I'm around at all times.
Now you mentioned some of your goals. You want to surpass your dad, and what are a couple of those?
Well, I want to sustain a long career in the pros, and I know I don't really like talking about that because it's one step at a time, and I haven't even got there yet, and I can't say I'm going to get there, but mainly just all of his stats and his numbers I try to break, because I know if I can break those, then I can play at the level he was at.
So what did you take away from your at-bats throughout the road trip? What did you bring back?
I've seen the ball very well, and just regardless if I'm getting out or not, I know I'm hitting the ball hard a lot, and like I said, I just got to keep at it and just keep a hard work ethic. And we have a lot of freshmen on the team, and I'm the only position player that's a senior, so I know they look up to me, and if I'm pouting or showing bad attitude, that's going to reflect upon them. So I try to just carry myself to a high level at all times.
You said you have aspirations to play at the pro level. What was it like to play a pro level team in the Diamondbacks?
Oh, that was awesome. It was one of the best experiences of my life. Not only did we get to play them, I felt like we were really competing with them. Our whole team, from top of the lineup to bottom, we were all putting on good at-bats. We were facing guys that were actually in the big leagues throwing 95 plus miles an hour, and we were in there competing with them. And even their coach was very proud, and he was surprised that we all actually had that approach and we weren't, timid coming into the game.
How was that transition from the metal to the wood bats for that game? Different feel, obviously, but
It's a different feel, but I feel personally I'm more of a wood bat hitter. I like feeling the contact of a wood bat, and if you get hits with a wood bat, you're hitting the ball in the right part of the barrel, as opposed to a metal bat. You can get away with kind of getting jammed and getting a little base hit here and there, but yeah, it's always been a transition, and none of our bats were broken, so that was a good thing.
Randy Mazey had talked about in the preseason not knowing who the leaders would be. With you being the only senior that plays the field, is there not necessarily pressure, but is there a responsibility that you feel to kind of take a leadership role for this team?
I mean, I don't want to be the outspoken leader, but I feel like my style of play kind of shows it, and I just like to go hard and prove myself to everyone, and I feel like that trickles down the team, and they see me going hard no matter what, and it rubs off on them. And yeah, I know I'm the only senior position player, but I feel like like I said before, we're a really tight group, so no one's really telling people what to do. We all know why we're here and our purpose this year.
last year we were into April before you guys started playing here at home. What's it like now to be playing in March here at home?
Well, last year it was tough because it was like we didn't even, our first home games was like it wasn't even a home game because we rarely got to practice on the field. So it was a different transition, but this year we got to practice here all fall and play some inter squads here, and we haven't had a home game yet, but this weekend I know we're going to feel right at home, and we always have a really good crowd and a lot of people behind our back, so I hope we make them happy this weekend.
Have you scouted Old Dominion yet to know what to expect from them?
Well, us players, we kind of know every team going into it, their numbers and the type of players they are, and our coaches do a really good job of getting everything they can to prepare us for the games, and I feel like we'll be well prepared.
With the pitching staffs of both teams, could this be kind of a grinded out offensive series?
Oh yeah, it's definitely going to be a pitching battle because these pitchers are both very good on our team and their team. So I feel like if our offense really comes out like we've been doing, we're going to come out on top.